My apartment was almost done. The tiles were in, but there was one big problem. Inside, there was a big pile of sand. It was very tall and took up most of the living room. I couldn't leave it there, but I didn't know what to do. I had no money left. The next day, the painter came to start painting. We had agreed that I would pay him at the end of the month when I got my salary. But when he saw the sand, he said, "I can't start working with all this sand here." I knew I had to fix this problem fast if I wanted the work to continue. But how could I move all this sand? I couldn't hire someone to do it because it would cost too much. I went to where day laborers gather in the area. I asked many of them, but they all wanted a lot of money. One said, "I'll do it for 600 pounds. Another said, "It will cost you 500 pounds. I felt they were trying to take advantage of me. I was losing hope of finding a good solution. I didn't want to give up. I decided I wouldn't pay those high prices no matter what. But what could I do? While I was thinking at home, my friend came and said, "There's a worker who needs a job and will accept any offer. His name is Uncle Bob. I'll send him to you, and you can talk to him. He's a good person and won't say no to you." I had no other choice, so I said, "Okay, talk to him and tell me how much he wants to move the sand." My friend talked to Uncle Bob. He was an old man who spoke simply. He said he would move the sand for only 70 pounds. This was like a gift from heaven, especially after the high prices I heard from others. I thought, this is a good deal and will solve my problem so I can finish fixing the apartment. Finally, I felt some relief, and things started to look better. Uncle Bob came the next day. When I saw him, I realized how old he was. He was not just old, but he also had trouble speaking clearly. I found it hard to understand most of what he said, but it was clear that he really needed work. He had no other way to make money and was ready to do anything to earn some. I wondered, can this old man really move all this sand by himself? Uncle Bob started working. He put sand in bags and carried them to the roof. As time passed, I could see he was getting very tired. It was easy to see how hard it was for him. I felt sorry for him and thought, it's not fair to make him carry all this sand for only 70 pounds. I decided to help him. I couldn't just stand there and watch him struggle alone. I started working with him, filling bags with sand and carrying them to the roof. It wasn't easy, but I felt I was doing the right thing. It was hard work, but I felt good inside. While we were working, I saw Uncle Bob looking at me with his tired eyes. He was clearly thankful for my help. In a weak voice, he said, "I'm sorry for making you work with me." Those words touched me deeply. This simple man felt bad because I was helping him, while I was the one who should have felt bad about the small amount of money I agreed to pay him. At that moment, I realized how kind and humble he was. But what made me sadder was that I only had 120 pounds in my pocket. I wanted to give him more, but I didn't have any more. I prayed silently, "God, forgive me. I don't have more than this." We worked all day, and by noon we were very tired. We were sweating a lot, and our hands were full of dust and sand. But finally, after a long time, we moved all the sand to the roof. I felt like a big weight was lifted off me, and I was happy that I could help Uncle Bob. When we finished, I said to him, "Uncle Bob, "You're a good man. We agreed on 70 pounds, but here's 120 pounds. You deserve more than this." My voice sounded sorry, like I was saying, "Please forgive me. This is all I can give you." I looked up at the sky and thought, "God, I'm sorry. I didn't have more than that." I decided to give him something extra, not money, but something that might make him happy. I had some robes and shirts at home that I didn't use anymore because they didn't fit me. I gathered them and gave them to Uncle Bob, saying, "Take these clothes, iron them, and wear them." When he saw the clothes, I could see how happy he was. He was smiling like a child, as if he got a precious gift. He put on one of the shirts right away, and while he was trying it on, he found a surprise. He took out 300 pounds that were hidden in the shirt pocket, which I had forgotten about. I looked at him in surprise and couldn't believe what I saw. He could have kept the money for himself without telling me, but with his good character, he said, "I found this." I felt both happy and amazed. I could see the honesty in his eyes and the sincerity in his heart. I smiled and said, "Uncle Bob, this money is for you. It's a gift from God to you. Take it, it's yours, and you deserve it." At that moment, I felt there was divine justice in this world. I felt that God was listening to my whispers and knew that I wanted to help this simple man with everything I could, but I wasn't able to help him more than that. Uncle Bob left with enough money for the day, and more. He was very happy and was praying for my success and well-being. That day wasn't just an ordinary day. It changed my life and my thinking a lot. It taught me how a little can be a lot when given with sincere intentions. When he left, I kept looking at the sky and saying, "Thank you, God, for guiding me to do good." After God blessed me, and I finished fixing the apartment that had been such a burden, whenever I met Uncle Bob, I would give him whatever money I could. He was happy with that, and I was even happier than him.